It is all rolling.
Want to do the sync clap?
Go for it. Go for it. All over. You have to clap right here.
Oh, okay.
All right. We got it.
Okay, good.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Dead Box Podcast. My name is Cisco.
And Boaz.
And Kevin.
Finally, bro. Where the
I
hell
know.
have you been?
My bad,
We've done
guys.
like 8 episodes without you.
It's been a while, I know.
Dude,
I
just
hope
constantly
you guys,
just lost in Photoshop all the time.
I hope you guys missed me. Probably not. You probably forgot I actually worked here.
Yeah, we don't miss you.
Thanks.
I'm just-
Yo, where's your shirt, bro?
What shirt?
We made you a
Mayo
shirt.
Shirt.
Where's your shirt?
Oh, right. Sorry.
Where the hell?
I left it at home. My bad.
You...
I have my water bottle, though,
Okay.
that also features my own sticker, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have anybody else's sticker because I'm,
Because he's a lone wolf.
yeah.
So before we get started, just shameless plug. We got bottles. We got swag pack bottles here. So these Condor bottles are actually very well made. They're actually very nice.
Yeah, super nice.
Yeah.
Cool liquids, cool
Yeah.
for up to 24 hours, and hot liquids, hot for up to 12 hours.
That's right. Yeah, and we
Very damn nice.
also got shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And those of you who are just listening and not watching, they're nice.
They
Just
are
imagine
nice.
imagine very nice shirts and water bottles.
Boaz has the nice, this is 100% cotton black, and then I have a nice heather gray. I believe this is 100% cotton as well. Just very nice. They're available at airsoftja.com. Pick up all your Mayo Gang merch and rep the culture. But in today's episode of the Dead Box Podcast, we are going to be answering questions submitted by you guys anonymously via YouTube and Instagram. And we're just going to, give our best answers possible.
Oh boy.
This does not bode well.
Well, so actually, there are quite a few good questions, and then there are the handful of terrible answers or questions. I think the first one that I'm going to ask is, what platform do you enjoy but rarely use?
Ooh, Kevin. What platforms did you enjoy but you rarely use?
I'm gonna have to say the G series platform.
Oh,
If y'all did not see my recent post, I'm actually trying to sell my G series.
Oh.
However, let me just preface that I love the G series platform. It's a great platform.
but why don't you use it more often?
I just don't use it because high cap and master race is just too strong, and there's more parts.
When was the last time you
And
tried Kappa?
it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've played airsoft in general.
Okay.
So
Okay, but I have a better question for you. What's wrong with stock?
stock what?
G series. Well, you said there's not a lot of parts out there. What's wrong with stock?
I like to upgrade. I mean, it may be good, but I like better. So.
I like
Okay.
better. Oh, wow.
No. It's
about
just
you,
my
Boaz?
opinion, all right?
What is a platform you love to use but rarely do?
I have a few. One of them is gonna be my Stoner LMG.
Oh,
I love that thing so much. It's light. It's compact.
I didn't even know you had
not
one.
as bulky, and
I have seen
It-
it like once or twice.
yeah, it just
A blue moon.
shuts down movement. Like if you're just especially with
It
a lot of.
ends the game.
Not that it ends the game. It's just like you're at the field, and most airsoft fields are divided into like a 3-lane structure, just like FPS games. And you just post up on a lane, and you just go full auto. Where some fields, or the field that I play at, don't allow full auto unless you're an LMG guy, and they just stop moving there.
They just
Yes,
that's a
yeah,
dead end.
yeah. So one less variable to worry about. Another one would be my SR25.
I have seen you use that.
Yeah.
more than LMG.
Yeah. The SR25 is fun though, just because I like to bust it out when there's like long range engagements and stuff, and I just like to Sometimes I'm a little toxic. Sometimes I do some spawn trapping, but with it just long distance spawn trapping,
You're one of
But
those guys.
I try to at least get them like take 5 steps before I take them out. But the accuracy and the range on that thing is it's amazing. And then the last platform that I've actually even planned making a whole loadout around, but I just never got to it, was the TM870, or the Jag Scattergun, or the gas shotgun. Yeah.
Shotgun platform.
That's the one that I sold you, right?
Yes.
Nice to know it went to great hands.
Nice to know it's being used.
It just got stuck collecting dust in Cisco's place, and now it's sitting there collecting dust
At
at
your
my
place?
place.
She was here at the office. but it is what it is. At least there are plans. For me, I would have to say it would be my G36C.
G36.
Yeah, it was, I would say, my first competitive AEG, and it's been a love-hate relationship with that gun because it worked, broken. I think right now it might still be broken.
Who even makes G36 mags nowadays?
There's still a few out there that are available. JG still has them available. The thing about it
PTS
is-
once in a blue moon.
Yeah, PTS mags are pretty damn nice. But with officially licensed products, I got this back in 2010, and this was before real firearms manufacturers were officially licensing their products. So mine is not officially licensed. But across the board, all of the magazines work with each other. Like, even from back then, like JG, D-Boys, I believe D-Boys made one. KWA used to make one. The Aries, all of them were.
Wait, but I thought the Aries mag didn't work on other guns, or vice versa.
No, I've
No?
used the
Okay.
Aries magazines in mine. They work fine.
Okay.
Maybe to today's standards, but
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I
that
don't.
is probably the one that I do love, but rarely use because it's broken. So
Nice.
All right. So those of you guys ask questions, you guys know who you are. So good
Yeah.
question.
yeah, we did this anonymously, so
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel free to chime in the chat below as well, if you guys want to let us know what your most unused platform is.
you mean the comments?
Yeah,
Yeah, this is all pre-recorded, Kevin. If you don't,
chat.
I'm
know.
aware.
Why you say chat?
It's been a while.
Okay, so this one is opinion of small fixed stocks on DMRs.
Didn't we make one of those already?
Yeah, I believe we did. But the stubby full M16 stock on a DMR platform.
Beautiful.
Honestly,
Beautiful.
I don't mind it. It's still, like, at a first glance, it gives the look of a full stock until you realize it's degenerate. But then,
I swear, Taylor made a custom that was a baby DMR.
Yeah, it was this is a baby Mark 12, the stubby
Yeah.
Mark 12 or something.
Yeah.
Right. Did he use the stubby?
yeah, he
Yeah.
did use the stock.
Oh,
Yeah.
then yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
If he used the full stock, it would have been the size of the gun.
Yeah,
It
you're
would
right.
have been, like,
Yeah.
half the size of the gun, literally.
I would say this. I would say go for it if your heart desires it. I personally think it'll look kind of off, and if you think it looks good, like for example, a full length DMR. I'm not talking about a stubby DMR.
Yeah.
No, like a full length
like
rail.
25.
Yeah. So like 20-inch barrel,
Yep.
like 16-inch rail, and then you have those little stubby stock. It's gonna look off.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. If you think it looks good, it might mean that you might want to get it checked out. Your vision checked out.
You might want to.
Yeah, or maybe maybe you just have different taste. Who knows? Very different. But one full stock that I actually really do like though is the Magpul MOE full stock.
Yeah.
It's like a skeletonized full stock. Actually, I think it looks pretty
That's
cool.
rifle length. That's M16 length.
Yeah. But it doesn't. But it just doesn't look that way because you know what I'm saying because it looks like a
It's slimmer.
yeah because it's slimmer. Like I'm a little sad that it didn't take off when it came out. You know.
Bring it back.
Yeah. But it's definitely been slept on. I think it looks pretty sick on a lot of rifles.
Yeah. Actually, I have one on my relay.
Hey.
Okay. Actually, boys, I think this is a question that you would be able to answer best. What is the best way to start in Milsim with your own team of friends?
Well, first of all, figure out which Milsim you guys want to go to. So, first figure that out, and then once you decide which Milsim event you're going to go on, gather all your friends, figure out what faction you guys want to join, because different factions will have different requirements.
Teams.
Yes, teams, and I think the easiest probably to get to right now is probably anything that requires woodland camo or multicam, either one of those two. And you guys just need to buy the dress requirements, the dress code, and then save up your money, get some camping gear, and go.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think
Yeah.
one thing that I would like to know is make sure you and your friends / team are all on the same page. Especially if, like what Boaz said, depending on the specific Milsim event, each person might have to play a specific role, like scout, DMR.
Yeah, I mean, but it also depends.
LG.
It depends also like how big is your group, you know? Like when we first started, when our head tech Taylor and I first started going out to Milsim West, it was just me, him, and Isaiah and a couple other buddies. We had like maybe 4 or 5 people in our group, so we just got attached to a more full unit.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of us. We're just regular riflemen, you know, like nothing special. They'll like the event staff, they're gonna figure it out. But if you guys are gonna be in like a larger, like if you have like a group of like maybe 10 or more, then you're probably gonna want to divvy up. You know, who wants to be the squad gunner, who wants to be like the DMR, you know, who wants to run like, and everyone else can run riflemen. But I think the biggest takeaway or the biggest thing that I could tell you is. Or for any of you guys that are trying to get into Milsim for the first time and maybe a little bit intimidated or kind of unsure, your first time is always going to be super fun, but it's also going to suck the most because you don't really know what to expect, and so you don't really know what to pack. Yeah, so a lot of times I find myself packing things that I never needed, and then missing things that I do need. Yeah, so yeah, basically. You know, everyone's different. Everyone has different needs or necessities. For example, like I don't pack extra underwear. I don't pack extra socks. Those are things.
What?
I'm gonna need to do the rest of this interview on the other side of the room.
Those are things at a Milsim event that I don't need because I don't ever change my clothes. I'm just in my whatever I'm wearing. You know, so that saves me space. I don't pack a toothbrush.
Fair.
I don't pack toothpaste. Some people might need it. You know, like I just buy like a thing of Listerine and I just use that every night. Or every morning, and then you know like so some people might need extra stuff and some people might not need it. It just depends on how comfortable you are with, you know, being as unclean or I don't know, but the moral of the story is the moral of the story is the first time you're gonna figure out, oh okay, like I'm glad I brought this, or oh shoot, I wish I needed this.
Yeah.
I wish I had this. And then the next time you go, the second, third time, it's gonna get a lot more better, where your kit becomes more streamlined, and you really get to figure out like what exactly that you need and what you don't need, and then you'll go from there. So jump in. It's Milsim is definitely a bit more hardcore on the more hardcore side, so it is gonna suck. So expect some form of hardship here or there, and just enjoy it because that's what you paid money for.
Yep, true. All right, now this question I think can apply to us all, but mainly to Kevin. What do you think about tracer units?
Tracer units, essential.
Don't need 'em.
For indoor play.
Don't need them.
Well, no wonder you suck indoors.
Ooh, hold on. Let me tell you something. When Boaz and I went to Phoenix and VIP Airsoft when we were playing, we both had the Spitfire.
Spitfire.
Yeah, the fur frames.
Right.
It was fun.
It's
It was
fun.
sick.
It's fun.
Especially because like just the muzzle flash
Right.
going off on the walls. It's sick.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why tracers are an enhancement and I think essential for indoor play. All right. Like I'm sure we've all played laser tag, right?
Yep.
And when we played laser tag, you can see, I mean, sometimes it depends on the quality of your laser tag arena, but sometimes they'll add smoke in there. So you can actually see the full-on laser as you're shooting it.
I don't think I've ever experienced that.
Really?
Damn.
I've had a few experiences where you can see the full laser.
That's cool.
Right? It's cool, right? Yeah. And so you can see exactly where you're shooting. You can actually like have a better idea of what you're aiming at, and you can somewhat use a sight. I mean, it's a laser, so it'll go straight where you're pointing anyways. But in airsoft, especially indoor airsoft arenas, your rifle or pistol is going to probably shoot straight if you tuned it well enough, and you don't have to worry about drop. So wherever you point, you know, you're going to be able to see your BB leave your gun and actually go exactly where you're intending to aim. And that satisfaction in itself is 100% worth it. Not only will it improve how you play, but it will also help you confirm your kills because you can actually see the balance. And it also helps the referees see players get hit. Who got hit, get hit.
That's fair. I think you bring up a valid point, but I think it solely depends on where and when you're playing.
I will say there are a few times where I wish I could just like quickly turn off my tracer to get like a stealth kill, because I have been revealed a few times where an enemy will see my tracer.
It's literally drawing a line.
Yeah, it's drawing a line straight to you. So it is a give and take, but what if there was like an airsoft product, like like momentary flashes like on the button? Momentary tracers. Yo.
I don't know.
Might want to call the U.S. Patent Office right now.
Yeah.
Momentary tracers.
To end this video, you need to make a.
That's genius. It's like IR laser. It's like, just right when you need it, shoot, then turn it off.
Like, ooh. In a Milsim event, if you're trying to like tag like an area or just point somewhere, without like a laser, just a quick shot, watch it fly.
Yeah.
Over there.
Well, I remember like there was a video, I forget which video it was, but it was like an older Green Mountain Rangers video, the GMR video, where they were talking about how they use tracers. Is that they'll actually mix regular BBs with tracer BBs. Oh. So like not every shot's gonna be a tracer BB.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
so less likely that the enemy's gonna see your tracer.
Especially if you move, that could cause some confusion because you're not just shooting and moving.
Right.
Yeah, because they're just gonna end up reacting to where they think that one tracer came from.
Yeah.
Right.
And they'll shoot there, and by that time you're already gone.
Oh, very interesting.
Now, actually, have you guys heard of the application of using 2 colored tracer BBs to indicate an empty mag? So you start loading your mags with 10 or 15 red BBs, red tracer units, and then you fill the rest with green. Tracer BBs. Yeah. Did I say that? I said units, BBs. Anyways, so that right when you start seeing red, you're like it's a visual indicator that you're running out of ammo.
That's smart, actually.
That's pretty cool.
That's actually
that's
pretty ingenious.
That's big brain Chad moves right there.
And then when you reload, you still chambered a red tracer. So you reload. Oh, this one's empty too. Oh, that one's empty too.
There's one in your barrel.
Yeah. You forgot.
Damn. You're right.
So actually, I want to ask this question to layer on top of the tracer question. What do you think is more valuable, a tracer or a flashlight?
Ooh.
Because a tracer or a flashlight can illuminate the BBs for you.
True.
And blind enemies.
True. However, I feel like when a flashlight is used, I feel like that is much more noticeable in an indoor environment, a dark indoor environment. Like if I see a light flash to illuminate real quick, that will draw my attention quicker than a thin green line. Especially if you're only shooting like, 1 or 2 BBs, shots at a time.
Okay. Fair. Interesting. Just wanted your take on that because you do use both.
I use both.
And flashlight.
I use both.
But if you had to choose one or the other.
If I had to choose one or the other, I feel like I would choose the flashlight because back to what I was saying, I can turn the flashlight on and off momentarily. Yeah. So I can choose when I need to illuminate, when I don't, and if I need to see my BBs, I'll let it fly.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. All right. Next question. Do you think having a sidearm is mandatory? Yes, 100%.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
Yes. Actually, it depends on the scenario.
Yeah, I would also say no, not mandatory.
Yeah. I think if you were just, trying to do the complete loadout, having it there is nice. But in maybe like a CQB environment, sometimes it's much faster to reload than it is to pull a sidearm out, and vice versa. It depends, right? But the likelihood of you switching from a rifle to a sidearm in a CQB environment, I would say it's fairly slim because you are making yourself a little bit more clunky, right? Because you're going to have to worry about a gun dangling on you.
Right. More mags and another thing hanging off your body.
More weight. I mean, especially for you, Kevin, from the competitive SPQB.
Oh, never seen.
Really?
I have never seen someone run a secondary in a SPQB tournament.
Really?
Ever.
Oh, interesting.
You should do it.
You should be the first.
I'll just get the very small,
the Derringer.
The baby Kappa.
Baby Kappa pistol.
Yo, with an extendo.
But the problem is that I would only use it for like flex kills. Like if I got the jump on someone, I'd be like, I'm pulling out the secondary.
You know, it sounds
Disrespect
pretty good to me.
kill.
Hey, clout is clout.
Although I do wonder if like a back player, for all my Speaky B players out there, if a back player was using rifle and then their snake pusher got taken out and they needed to fill the snake, but their rifle is too big and clunky. If they just lay down their rifle back at the back and then dive in with the sidearm pistol and then play aggressive. Actually,
That's a tactic.
because if you think about it, a back player is not moving that much anyways. They're supposed to be supporting from the back, making the calls and covering fire.
Actually, question: how often is a shotgun used?
So actually, Speaky B has recently started a different tournament, separate from the main circuit.
Okay.
I forget what it's called. I think it's like the class-based Speaky B tournament. But basically, that specific tournament style, they require rifle player, pistol player, and shotgun. They have to have
In the team.
They have to have all three
Interesting.
in
That's actually pretty cool.
in the unit. Yeah. And I thought it was such a refreshing take. I was like, dude, yes, this is what I've been trying to say for the longest time. Like, bringing back Speaky B and bringing it back to, like, you know, the realism roots and forcing people to use platforms other than M4 and other than high kappa. Like, that is a very refreshing take. And I was actually surprised at how well responded it was.
That's
And
cool.
people were buying shotguns. They were like, yo, you got a shotgun I can borrow? Like, they were using tri-shots, like springers, like they were using the gas
tri-shot
pumps.
Should be in everybody's arsenal,
Yeah, and then
in my
and
opinion.
shout out to the LTD boys, like they were even using the single shot Maruzen
Yo,
spring shotgun.
Yo.
Yeah, and I was like,
absolute chat.
the balls on you to use a single shot spring shotgun in a tournament setting. I was like,
absolute.
just to fill that class, I was like, hey,
That's
respect.
what's up.
That's respect.
Maybe it was the only thing that they had.
Maybe, who knows, but we're still respect.
That's cool. Dang. But yeah, I mean, normally if I go out, it's cool to have the sidearm, especially if I'm doing it more for myself and not for a competitive thing. Where, like, if I decide I'm only gonna run 3 mags in my rifle, and then I'm gonna have a couple of mags for my handgun, I am forced to pull out my handgun, ditch my rifle, and it just adds, you know, a little bit of complexity, a little bit of a challenge for me when I decide to do that. And it can come in clutch. Like, there have been a few times where, like, I'm like holding down like a hallway or something, and I see around the corner I don't have enough time to bring my whole gun around, so I just doof, doof.
Damn.
And it's pretty damn
The
fun.
satisfaction.
It is, but the amount of times where I have needed to draw a sidearm, very slim.
Okay.
Very slim.
So then you're going back on what you said.
Yeah.
Mandatory.
Mandatory for fun.
I would partially agree, but I think sometimes sidearms can take away from the fun.
Absolutely.
So, for example, like some events that I go to where it's very, very long-range engagements, you don't need a sidearm.
Oh yeah.
You do not need it. Like, for example, like one very old example I would say would be, man, I forget which year it was. I was actually in this video. If you guys want to check it out, it's an older video where it was a BB wars that took place at an abandoned water park, the Rockahula.
Oh, that was.
I
back
was-
in 2015. Right?
Yeah, I was in that video because as a customer. As a customer. Yeah, so I was there and I did bring, you know, the full kit, you know, the full loadout as a rebel, you know, rebels all the way, and I had my pistol.
Okay.
And it was a lot less fun for me because I had this thing just, you know, riding on my hips, weighing down my belt on one side. Never really used it. I mean, there were some buildings, but we never really went into the buildings. You know, we saw a bunch of people storm in there. Okay, like
That's-
let them handle the building. Yeah. We'll like flank around or so. So we stayed outside the whole time. Very long engagement distance. Like we're almost like lobbing BBs at each other, you know. And then every time I would like run up a hill, run down a hill, I always have to like make sure that I wouldn't lose my mags. Yeah. So
Fly out on you.
yeah. So there's a lot of events like that where things are just very open and there's like a longer range of engagement type of deal.
Yeah.
No need to bring a pistol. It'll only weigh you down. and also you might lose your stuff like your mags, especially if you're moving around a lot.
Oh, let me tell you the amount of times that I've lost a mag from my gas blowback pistol because of a shitty holster.
Oof.
Like I'll run the whole thing and then like, where the hell did the mag go?
I do have some clips where I'll see my arms running like this, and then you'll see just like 2 mags just fly straight forward, just right out in front of
There
me.
was one time where I was using like a really cheap fabric holster.
Oh no.
Drop leg. And I lost the whole gun. I lost the whole gun. And I was like, where the hell did it go? I backtracked and it was under a pile of dirt that everyone else had ran over.
Oh.
And I was like, oh. And that gun has never worked since.
Oh.
Well, that's also why back then they had those pistol lanyards with
Yes.
this kind of material.
Ah,
on it.
you're right, you're right.
The bungee thing, yeah.
So that it'll pull you
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you run
yeah.
farther
Back
away.
then I was on big budget.
Big
so
budget.
I couldn't spend the $15.
The big low budget?
The big, oh yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. The big low budget.
Nice, nice.
So I couldn't spend money on that.
All right.
But actually, this one I think is going to be very interesting. Are gas blowback rifles worth it?
Mr. Gas blowback connoisseur over here.
This is a very, very, very loaded question.
Depends where you live.
That is actually
I say first of all, before answering, like, where do you live? So if you live in an area that gets fairly hot or not a very cold climate, I would say definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. If you live, I don't know, Antarctica, Alaska, where else? Where else gets super cold?
Canada.
you saying it's worth it or it's not worth
It's
it.
not worth
I
it.
thought
Not
you were
worth
like,
it.
worth it. I
No,
was
no,
like,
no,
bro, what are you
no.
saying?
I said it's worth it if you live in a warmer temperate to warmer climate.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. When it gets really cold, it becomes harder to use a gas blowback gun effectively just due to science.
Yeah.
But I think gas blowback guns have a way to really remedy what I like to call like airsoft fatigue.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So after a while, airsoft guns in general are cool. They're fun to hold, they're fun to tinker around with, they're fun to play with. But eventually, you just get tired of shooting the same electric gearbox, whether it's an M4, AK, or whatever.
Laser gun.
Yeah. It just becomes
no
boring.
feedback.
Yeah, there's no feedback. It doesn't really feel like you're doing anything.
Stagnant.
Yeah. And you just want something more fun. And so I think gas blowback rifle definitely will do that for you. And if you guys don't believe me, I suggest either coming into Airsoft GI and trying one out, or maybe your local store or local field and see if they have one. Just ask them very kindly and politely to take a couple shots.
Right.
It's definitely game changing. And to be honest with you, man, I think I get more kills with AEGs and gas blowbacks.
Oh, yeah.
But I still love to run my gas blowback just because it
I
just
think
feels.
that's just mainly because the ammo capacity.
Yeah, ammo
Right.
capacity. Like I'm a lot more conscious about when I, pull that trigger. It's because I have less rounds. But again, it changes the pace and the state of the game for you. So it changes the way you play. You look at it differently. Even when you maintain the gun, you maintain it differently more often, I would say. So I'd say it's definitely more of an engaging aspect of the hobby. I would definitely recommend it if you're on the fence.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to ask Kevin because you got to do a tournament style
Yes.
with a gas blowback rifle.
Yes.
How was that for you?
So SpeakQB has always been like, oh, you need the highest rate of fire gun. You need to be like laning down people so that they can't move, and it just turns into a big old BB tornado fest. Like you just can't do anything. So when SpeakQB introduced the gas, it was called the GBBQ. So it was like a barbecue after. But a gas
Was there
blowback.
really a
There was a barbecue after. And it was a very chill event. It
Were
wasn't
there glizzies?
absolutely.
Oh, dang.
It wasn't anything official. It was just like a for fun kind of like experimental type tournament. So the rules was that you have to use gas blowbacks only, and you could not use any HP adapters. Keeping it kosher, keeping it clean, right?
I love that.
Yes, I love that so much. So pistol players could only use green gas mags. Shotgun users only, whatever they can fit in their stock or whatever. And then I actually got to borrow my friend's gas blowback M4 TM MWS.
Oh, yeah. Well,
And-
shout out to you.
Will, shout out to you, my friend. And let me tell you, gas blowback only in a tournament setting was the most fun I have ever had in a competitive environment.
Really?
Hands down.
Wow.
Hands down. And let me tell you why. Because like I said, with the standard SPQB setting, everyone's running super high and DSGs, and they're running like 250 round mags and like feather trigger, like hair trigger, and there's just BBs everywhere, right? And it just turns into a who can tag someone out first so that they can move, without making a mistake, right? And it's just like nobody moves because there's too many BBs moving around. Yep. With a gas blowback only tournament, oh my goodness, like you feel the pace slow down. You can feel everybody feel more tense, and every single shot you take is like it has that much more weight to it. Because you're like, I only have 40 rounds in this mag, 35 round, whatever you're using, right? Yeah. And each shot it has to count. And let me tell you, when it comes to a competitive, just 5v5, like kill v kill kind of scenario, and it's small, right? SPQB, the N1 map is much smaller, so it just has this extra bit of tension that I can't explain. But when you get those gas blowback kills, especially with MWS, I'm sure shotgun feels good too. But specifically with the gas blowback M4s, you just feel the recoil, you see the BB go, and you get a kill, and you're like, I have 2 rounds left. You just feel like a badass.
That's what's up.
And I still don't have a gas blowback. But that will be my next purchase, 100%.
Really?
100%. That is my next purchase.
MWS time.
Your AK purchase?
Okay. I'm not gonna spoil anything. We will see which one comes first, either MWS or this Wii gas blowback AK.
By the way, both are in stock right now.
Shoot. But yeah,
see.
I will say just everyone being on the same playing field, that same level of having low ammo and relying on gas and no electricity, it's fun. So much fun.
Okay. For me, I would say it is like what Boaz said, 100% a game changer.
Oh yeah.
Because there was maybe like a 2-year period where I was running gas blowback only, and number one, I didn't have to buy BBs as much, but that was substituted by me needing to buy green gas.
Gas, yeah, and green gas mags.
Yeah, well, yeah, the green gas mags definitely take up a lot of the cost when building a loadout for a gas blowback, because they're going to be like anywhere from 30 to
so expensive.
Yeah, super expensive. But when you finally have like a setup that you're comfortable with playing, because for a long period of time, I think during that 2 years, I was playing with like 4 M4 mags, and then I had like 3 pistol mags. And I was running 1911, so I had 15 round 1911 mags.
Thin guys.
Yeah, and they were like 30 round M4 mags. So I forget, I did the math. It was definitely like around 200 shots, maybe even less.
That's less than a PTS mag.
Yeah, exactly. And I was running that for that period of time. But every time that I took a shot, I had to make sure it counted.
Yeah.
And every time you get a kill with it, it is so satisfying.
So satisfying.
And it's one of the best feelings. Like it is comparable to like when you get a kill with a shotgun, or a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Like a bolt action sniper rifle.
Oh yeah.
Like you have to just line it up perfectly. You take the 1-2 shots, and then you just watch it sail.
It's just like that clip from South Park when
oh yes.
Yeah, when he shoots him with the sniper.
It was, who was it? Cartman, right?
Yeah.
Cartman, yeah.
Shot, was it Kenny?
Kenny.
He was like,
No, not Kenny. Kyle.
That was sweet.
Yeah. That's that right there. That moment is what we strive for when it comes to gas blowbacks.
And yeah, with gas blowback rifles, you definitely get that feeling. And if you are on the fence about it, this is
your public service announcement.
to do it.
Do it.
Full set.
And if you could mod it to where it's within CQB limits, let me tell you, dude. Having a gas rifle in CQB is freaking intimidating. It echoes and reverbs with it. Yeah.
You're like, who brought that chainsaw?
Right. Yeah. It's sick.
It's amazing. Okay, next question is, when will you be coming to Hawaii, and are the thongs ready?
You're wearing yours, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Hey,
are you
pull it
wearing
out,
yours?
pull it.
Hey.
Oh, there's my thong.
There it is. Unfortunately,
bro, why is it brown on the inside?
Why
are there brown streaks?
You asked for it and it's here. Boys, can you hold that up? Both of you.
Oh,
Smells kinda
God.
It smells kind of used.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
But yes, you asked for it. They're here.
Everyone in the live stream, you
Yeah,
degenerates.
it's more of a speedo.
You
It's more of
got
a
it.
speedo than anything.
There
Gives
it
you
is.
+5 tactility,
Plus 10
plus
speed.
+10 speed.
More like +10 charisma.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's available.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't gonna answer that question. You know who you are. I'll be talking to you on the.
What
live
about the
stream.
Hawaii part? Are we going to Hawaii?
I would love to. It is a matter of planning it out, man.
It's also expensive, dude.
It
Do
is
we?
expensive.
Yeah. I wonder how we can justify that with our boss.
And isn't there a thing right now where Hawaiians are saying to not actually go to Hawaii because it's overcrowded?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
don't
like
know.
it's like a thing. People are like,
I think it's
please
during the
do
summer.
not come.
I think it's during the summertime.
I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, we do want to. I mean, you got to play.
I did. Shout out to my boys, Usual Suspects.
You got out. How was it out there?
Amazing. The community there is absolutely amazing. I mean, it's one island, so the community is very tight knit.
You played on the Big Island.
I played on the main island. Yeah,
I was talking to some of the guys in the live stream. They said that there are a few fields across.
I'm sure there are
Well, it's like the
other.
one main field.
I don't know
Right.
if I can afford to travel to all the islands.
I know.
That sounds very
You just
expensive.
gotta plan to the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Dude, imagine the shipping cost to ship our guns there.
Oh, bro.
Ugh.
I'm gonna call
Oh.
the boys out there to help us out. Lend us some guns
Yeah, suspects. They'll arm us. They have
Oh,
plenty of guns.
for sure. What was the name of the field that you went to?
Shoot, I think it was HEPA or Hawaiian Extreme Park. It was something like that. Something
Okay.
along extreme. It had the word extreme
Well,
in it.
later, if you could just plug that there.
Plug that right there.
For Kevin's.
Yay, more editing work for me. Thank you.
My bad.
Okay, so that one was just a side question. I answered all of those. Some nice OnlyFans never.
It's already been made.
Oh, okay. Here goes a next good question. What is the point of SMGs when there are SBR/PDW M4s?
One word for you. Aesthetic.
Aesthetic.
I knew it.
Aesthetic.
Absolutely. I mean, there are quite the number of PDWs, SBRs, and I'll even throw in PCCs out there.
Yes.
And it's just aesthetic looks.
Aesthetic.
Especially if like your PCC runs a version 2 gearbox, it's an M4 internal.
Mhm.
You can build it out just like your M4, but the look is going to be what changes it. Because M4s, I think we all agree that M4s do get very boring at times, and switching up the look, switching up the platform you use is refreshing, especially for an SMG or PCC, because I felt when I built my Airp9 that I needed a completely different loadout,
Right.
just because of the magazines.
Oh yeah.
And the way that I reload is much different compared to an M4.
Right.
So, everything else aesthetically is an M4 pistol grip, stock, rail. But the magazines were the biggest change and the biggest difference in looks. But if you go for like an MP5 or even like an air pistol or I guess air pistol, like the QRF, where the controls are
Different. They look different.
they look different, but they're the same. Because
Right.
on the QRF, you have the lever and the button, right?
Yes, I have both.
Yeah. So, what do you normally reload with them?
I reload with the
The paddle.
no, with the button. With the button.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had to think about that for a second. Yeah. But as a KWA QRF Mod 1 enjoyer, as an enjoyer of the SMG/PCC platform, I would say this. I think again, main thing is aesthetics. If you like the subgun look, if you like the subgun lifestyle, I don't know what that means. be really fast, run around.
Gun lifestyle.
Yeah,
It's a lifestyle, bro.
Yeah.
I know me.
Yeah. But I will say this. Okay, so the mags, right, are different and they're longer. Whether it's an MP5 style where it's curved or like I don't know, UMP style or straight, like 9mm AR style straight stick mag.
That is super long.
Yeah, they're super, but they're skinny and they're long. So the added functionality is if it's longer, the mags are actually easier to grab. I actually have an easier time reloading my QRF than I do with my M4 because the mags are easier to grab. Like I can literally just and just jam the mag into the gun. I think it looks super cool when people can master the beer can reload on.
Dude,
Yeah.
do you know how
insert
much
into the-
accuracy you need?
Yeah.
Just because there's so much extra length
Yeah.
that you have to line up
Yeah.
and be precise
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
That's why I was like, I actually prefer speed loading M4 mags
Yeah.
because
You
it's
could be
shorter.
But
And
it
it's
looks
easier.
cooler when you can do it with the PCC. Like I've seen pro shooters. Remember Stephen Wang? He did that with his MPX and it looks so
Hey,
sick.
granted, he had that
freaking-
fat ass
The
magwell,
fatty magwell. Anyway.
the black hole of a magwell.
Gateway or other aftermarket companies, please make a flared magwell for the QRF. But anyway,
sick.
yeah. But not only is it easier to grab the magazine, but you could also fit more magazines onto your gear. So for me, since I'm using like this modular custom system with my plate carrier, I'm able to fit in the space of like 3 to 4 M4 mags. I can fit 6. Yeah, QRF Mod 1 magazines
on your plate carrier.
on just my plate carrier. So you can have the potential to fit more magazines because they're skinnier.
But, however, counter argument, because the mags are skinnier, each mag holds less BBs.
Less BBs.
Well,
So you're not carrying more, you're
depends.
kinda
On the
equaling
QRF,
out.
Yes, it's 80, 85 rounds.
It's 80 rounds.
Yeah, with like the ARP9 or the PXG9.
right with the new
The
PTS,
new PTS mags, those are
BCC
150
mags.
rounders.
Those are 150
The
rounders.
X9 Classic Army magazines are 120 rounders. So you can, I would say on average, mid-cap magazines are 120.
Yeah, but because most people do not, well, let's be real, most people do not run the EPM ones. Like most people, like I think there's a select majority or select minority of people in the community that just keep buying up all the EPM ones because I don't see an awful lot of EPM ones on the fields. I see a lot of EPM classics. I see a
Right,
lot of those.
right.
Those have been out for years.
Yeah.
They
I
have.
will say that every time we get the EPM ones,
They sell out
they
instantly.
sell out
Yeah.
instantly.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah.
So I think it might be only a matter of time.
Yeah, but again, yeah, like I personally I like reloading. I think reloading is super fun. It's part of the game. So, yeah, I love that 80 round mag. I love it. Under 100 rounds. Oh my goodness, I have to.
Why do you just limit it to 30?
I always have to think about. Every time like before I move out, I'm like, how many rounds did I shoot before I move? Maybe I should do a tack reload real quick. And I feel real good about it. I feel real smart. I'm like, oh
It
yes.
does feel good.
Yeah.
That layer of complexity to it. Okay. At the end of the day, aesthetic. You could easily run a PDW SBR M4 if you want to, but that's not cool. Okay.
Yeah, be cool.
No.
Run a
PDWs
Uzi.
are cool.
Run a Uzi. Run a P90.
Yeah. But you want me
Uzi.
cooler?
Kevin, I would love to see you run Uzi, dude.
I would.
Yo.
It's such a different thing because it's an open bolt system.
Right?
It's different.
That's what I'm saying. Just be different.
Okay. All right. Next question. What is your preferred face protection and why?
We all know what Kevin goes to.
Die face mask.
Die or die?
Die or die. Die or die. Listen, all right? The reason why I just
Such a
love
clown.
the full face mask is because it's just one whole unit and it covers your whole face and your ears and it looks sleek and the padding is actually nice. And again, you don't have to worry about two pieces moving around, splitting randomly or sometimes like you'll get the iPro and then you'll get the lower mesh mask and sometimes they'll like overlap or like rub up against each other and stuff and it's just like it's too much of a hassle. There's too many straps on your face. Die is just one.
How about you, Cisco?
For me, the straps really don't bother me. So it depends on what I am running. If I'm just wearing a hat, then I'll have the basic mesh. Sometimes with ears, and usually without because I run like headphones. But it's some type of low profile goggles with a mesh mask combination. If I'm wearing a helmet, I do have a few pieces of mesh mask that will clip into the arc rail that make life very easy. I was doing that for a long time before companies like Emerson started releasing them to sell. Thank you for
You missed opportunity, man.
Years
You could have sold
later-
that.
Whatever. But yeah, typically it's just low profile goggles. Something like the Vulcan Zulu or Echo, or even the Lancer Aero goggles. Something that really affordable that gets the job done. But my main thing is for goggles the breathability of it, like how much airflow can get through it, so I can limit the amount of fogging. Because I am a bigger guy, I sweat profusely, and goggles do fog up on a hot day when I'm hot, and on a cold day when I'm hot, and on a normal day
When you're hot.
because I sweat. But yeah, that's mainly my go-to face protection, just because mesh is very breathable, very easy, and it is modular, so I can shape it to my face for it to be comfortable for me. And we already know what Boaz does because he did a video of it.
That's right. I was just about to say that. Yeah, I did release a video about what I prefer to run on the field, and it's primarily some kind of balaclava and that modified mesh mask solution where it's just like a rectangle. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, we did release a video on it. Go check it out, where I basically DIY a solution. You can do it for free, 90 free. If
And
you
they
already have
also now make mesh masks that are
Integrated.
melded together.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a balaclava with the mesh.
yeah,
in
the
front.
Lancer Tactical Shadow Warrior mask. I
Shadow
believe
Warrior.
that's what we have on our website.
Yep.
That does that. But for me, I just like it to be a little bit more lower profile, just to have it just completely touch my mouth. I'm constantly kissing that mesh mask.
I will say, with your preference though, like, you don't get any interference with your cheek wall because
Yep.
it's just covering your
Yep.
mouth, your teeth.
But if you get shot in the cheek,
Yeah, you feel it. And I've been shot in the cheek before, and that's why
Yeah,
I
yeah.
decided to go with
It does suck, but
Whoa.
but from my many years of playing, I have very rarely ever been shot in the cheek. I usually get shot in the love handles, my rib cage, my arms. A lot on my arms. I actually have a lot of scars on my arms from being shot.
Same here.
Yeah.
Arms.
They're like
Yeah.
the first thing presented.
Yeah,
Right.
So,
exactly. So that, and I've been shot in the eye a lot, which is great.
Well, I'm okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
iPro, yeah. That if anyone was to shoot me anywhere, I'd rather have them shoot me in the eye.
Yep.
Just because they're the most protected. And then for iPro, I like to use the ASG. I forget what it's called. It's like these slimmer, smaller. They almost look like glasses.
Oh,
But
yeah,
they're
very
full seal,
similar to
yeah.
The Vulcan.
Yes. But they have like this dual pane one that like is
Yeah.
very much anti-fog, and I am also a person who sweats profusely. Usually, if I'm fogging, it means I haven't been moving as much. So if I start to fog, I just go, all right, I need to move some more. And then
That's
if I move
nature
more,
saying,
yeah,
get out the
yeah,
way.
yeah.
I get that. That is fair. Okay.
All right.
That is what we were. All right. What is your favorite camo pattern?
Yellow tiger stripe. Come on, that was my first camo pattern on my rifle that like I grew up with. Yellow tiger stripe
It's not technically a tiger stripe pattern, but it is
from
it is like
Call
the-
of Duty.
Oh, gosh.
Yellow tiger
Okay.
stripe.
All right.
Boy, should we say it together? I think it's gonna be the same.
I don't know. You go first. You go first.
Multicam, duh, stupid. No, actually.
I will say though, on a more practical level, multicam black is the move for me.
Multicam black is dope, but I would say my overall favorite camo is like just simple woodland. I
Really
don't have a woodland
classic.
kit.
Yeah.
Woodland is just like my overall all-time favorite. Now, don't get me wrong, I do love my multicams. My multicams blacks.
Multicam's blacks.
But it's just, maybe because growing up, I've seen tons of movies, tons of shows with classic M80 Woodland. And
It's very versatile.
yeah,
Very versatile.
It's very versatile, and it does the damn job, and it's just this iconic, clean, classic look that I love. I'd say that Woodland is my number one camo pattern, being my favorite.
Okay. All right.
For me, I'd say, I mean, multicam black is cool. It is not practical, Kevin. Actually, it is not.
I'm aware.
There have been,
But it is
studies
cool,
where, yeah.
and that's all that matters.
Yeah. It's supposed to evoke
I agree with
authority.
you on
Yeah.
I was just feeding into the
Yeah.
I know that it's not practical.
Yeah,
I
it was,
wear it.
it was me for law enforcement. It was primarily me for law enforcement, and the whole end goal was to make them look very intimidating. And let me tell you, it does work. But
It works.
But my favorite camo pattern, I'd have to say, one camo pattern I've always really loved. I wish that I can get my hands on some of these. Is like, I think it's like a Swedish camo, but it's like a bunch of these like triangle shapes, kind of like tessellated together.
I do know what you're
And
talking
it's-
about.
It's so sick. Look up on your phone. Look up like Swedish, like, yeah. I don't want to say it's It's not splinter camo. I don't think it's called splinter camo, but like it's like a bunch of these like triangles, and it just looks so freaking clean. Yeah.
All right. But hear me out. Y'all ever seen that Four Loko can with like the purple tiger stripe camo?
I hate you so much.
I don't partake in that.
Oh, okay.
Four Loko
Oh,
has
yeah.
some great camo
Yes,
patterns.
M90.
M90.
Let me see.
Is that what it's called?
That just
Oh yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do
yeah,
remember
yeah.
Boaz showing me this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually pretty clean.
Yeah. It's
Actually,
like very
I mess with
angular.
that.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
It's pretty freaking sick. Yeah. I just want to find one that fits me. I have a very unusually
the
sized
shade
body.
of green is very interesting.
Yes. It's supposed to match their home turf.
Yeah. Yeah, that
So,
makes
you know, the fjords.
Fjords.
sense. That's actually pretty
See,
good.
I told you, man. If you're in the streets of California,
I'm fairly
just
sure Boaz is gonna plug a picture of
toss up a Four Loko camo.
boy.
as well. But okay, that's pretty interesting. Wow.
All right.
That is your favorite?
Yeah, that one's the one that I'm always seeking out. I'm always looking for.
Okay.
All right.
All right, very interesting. All right, now the last question to round us out is, what got you started in airsoft?
Oh boy, the question we've answered
Mm-hmm.
many
Many a
times.
times.
Many times.
Many a times.
So many times. Who wants to go first?
I'll just be very brief and quick about it. Friend had a low power AEG for the first time ever from a Big Five sporting goods store. Shot that. I just was reveling in glory at the fact that a BB gun can go full auto. Then I begged my parents to get me one. And then I got my own low power AEG, and that's how I got started into airsoft. And then later I went to Airsoft GI and bought myself a combat machine.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay, I'll go, Kevin. We'll save Kevin for last. For me, I actually started early 2000s, like 2000 to 2001, playing paintball with my family and friends from my neighborhood at the time. And I moved away, didn't get to see that family or those friends for a while. Actually, the friends never again. But I went to, got into high school, met friends. We were like super into video games. We actually had a video game club in high school.
Nerd.
And,
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'd probably be part of that club.
bro, you have a streaming channel. You know?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Boy.
See,
Anyways.
video games is not as looked down upon nowadays.
Nowadays, yeah, we didn't care. We were cool back then. We're still cool now. Anyways, so I was talking to them. We were talking about video games. I was like, "Oh, have you guys ever played paintball?" One of my friends did play paintball. And we're like, "Oh yeah, it's so cool." And then we were like, "Hey, have you heard of Airsoft?" We're like, "Oh, what's that?" And then we all just started looking it up. And then we saw it, and we're like, "Oh damn!" I remember one of the first videos I ever saw was a gas blowback in 1911 that was being
Hell
filled
yeah.
with a propane canister. Dude was on like the wooden deck. I'm fairly sure a lot of you have seen this video on the interwebs as well. It's been up since like 2005, okay? And I just remember thinking that is the coolest thing. Like, and especially like because I paintballed back then, I was like, I want to do that. And then saved my shekels over the next year or so. All the birthday, all the lunch money, all the allowance money, and then finally got a decent airsoft gun around 2006 with all of my friends. We all got them at the same time, and the rest is history. Here we are.
Nice.
What about you, Kevin? Finally.
I got started in airsoft. The very first exposure I had to airsoft was very sketchy, playing in the woods with my friends.
Heck yeah, same.
Unregulated, just
yeah.
I mean, mine playing airsoft was in the front yard. Don't do that, kid.
Don't
was a
do
different.
that.
It was a different time.
It was
back
a
then.
different time. It was a different time. But back then, I had this Big 5. It was a Glock, clear Glock, with an extendo mag, and it had a CO2 clear Glock. Yeah, it had a clear Glock with an extendo CO2 mag, and that thing was a piece of trash. Anyway, but it was the coolest thing ever. It was blowback.
Really?
It was blowback. It was a clear. I forget what brand it was. Maybe it was like ASG or something. I don't know. But it was like. It was something that you could pick up from Big 5, and it was in one of those, like, you know, the clear plastic, like,
yeah, the one that's like vacuum sealed.
yeah, vacuum
Yeah,
sealed.
yeah,
You could
yeah.
see exactly what the gun is, and it was so cool at the time. Anyway, so I bought that,
You didn't paint it black.
and no, I left it clear.
Lame.
It was awesome. And then after that, I had a lot of fun with my friends in the woods, which again, don't do that. But we had so much fun that we all pitched in to buy another gun, which was a clear FAMAS.
Oh,
A spring powered FAMAS.
Was it the dual power spring and electric?
No, it was just spring, and the top charging handle was the actuation. Yeah.
How much FPS did it shoot? Like 530 with.
Yeah, dude. It was a hot springer.
With .12s. With
Yeah.
.12s.
And so the thing that we used to do in the woods was that we would actually play Battle Royale style before Battle Royale was a thing. So we'd had a group of friends, and one of the friends would go out into the woods and hide the guns. Everybody else would be like melee, or like basically just slap each other
Until they can find a gun.
until they could find the gun. And then whoever found the gun, oh boy, did we run. Because let me tell you, we had very little protection. We had like sunglasses and stuff, like not proper eye pro. Again, kids, don't do this. This is a different times. But let me tell you, we had the time of our lives. And it was a whole lot of fun. And then fast forward like 5 or 10 years later, then I actually got introduced to indoor proper airsoft with proper rules and proper safety precautions, and
Yeah.
That was
Me
it.
and my friends used to take airsoft guns camping.
Don't do that.
When we were kids, we would go to campsites, and we bring all our airsoft guns. We put on our paintball mask and go play.
Campsites.
Yeah. I mean,
Gosh.
granted, like we would like try to find a place that like was not. Yeah, everyone was like away. I remember one time, I got my younger brother to play with me, and he got this like super puffy like red like jacket in the woods, and he just stuck out like a sore thumb. He had like a Springer tri-shot that like a friend loaned him, and then I had my low power AG M4. And then I saw him like trying to hide behind like a fallen tree, like a tree stump, and I could see his red jacket just like popping out, and I was like, I got you, and then I full autoed him,
no.
and then
Douchebag.
dude, what do you mean? He was wearing red, and he like in a green forest, he just stuck out.
Oh god.
I mean, we were all playing full auto. Yeah, I mean, honestly.
With this spring shotgun.
Yeah, but actually, it was a single shot. That thing shot. That was the hottest shooting one.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
it's approaching like 500.
like 400.
Oh,
like
let me
400,
tell
yeah.
you, it's just
Yeah,
like when I
it shoots
played.
hot.
Whoever
Yeah.
got the FAMAS, they were God.
Yeah.
They were feared.
Yeah, but then the rest of us had me and my other friend. We have full auto, low power M4s, and so I saw him like pop out like a sore thumb, just like his puffy like red jacket, and I started bursting him in full auto, but he wouldn't move. He wouldn't get out, and he like. He didn't call himself out, so I just kept shooting at him.
Oh,
and all of a sudden, I
my.
hear him yell, "Oh,
Oh,
And I was like, "Are you out?" It's like, "I kept telling you I was out,
Oh,
but
no.
you kept shooting." I'm like, "I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you." Yeah.
What a jerk.
Actually, that's funny because I remember my homie Clarence. Shout out to you. We still play airsoft. He was one of the friends that got started in, and I remember before we got like our decent airsoft guns, he had this 500 FPS wind
Lord.
gun.
Oh god, not the wind gun.
1911 that was definitely twice as big as a 1911. We lived in two different neighborhoods. When he'd play in his neighborhood, he'd be like, dude, I had to be a sniper with this thing. Because everyone else had spring guns shooting like 120 FPS. I had the only thing shooting hard, and they were too scared, so I had to be like down the street shooting.
Sniping with a pistol.
That thing, let me tell you something. If you know about wind gun, you know they shoot stupid hard. They shoot stupid hard.
They're making sure you're winning with the wind gun.
Oh, dude, it's so bad. But yeah, that is how we all got started in Airsoft. Eventually, it led us to what we love today.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, that was the last question, guys. Yeah, that's it.
If you like this format of podcast where you guys get to kind of interact with us anonymously, feel free to ask us whatever question you guys have on your mind. Yeah, whether it's genuine or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, we did we have a good time? We had a good time.
Yeah. We should definitely do another part 2 for AMAs.
Yeah, that was cool. And
Ask us anything.
The majority of the questions were pulled from Instagram. So if you're not following us on Instagram, go follow us, please, because that's where we put our polls. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm sorry.
Mazel tov.
Yeah, and if you want to interact with Cisco on a more immediate basis, we do have live streams, and you do a weekly live stream giveaway on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yeah, twice a week. Yeah.
My live stream giveaway goes down on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Depending on when you place an order at airsoftgi.com, over $20 will depend on when you were entered. But if it's before a Tuesday or before Thursday, that's typically when you're going to be entered for. So yeah, we've given away over $10,000 in airsoft guns. Yeah, I love giving back to you guys.
The prizes are fat.
To people who matter, supporting us. You do matter. So if you want to support us, make sure you go to Airsoft GI and pick up all your airsoft goodies, and you can have the chance to win amazing airsoft guns. And of course, you can use the Wombo Combo for the best savings in airsoft. And pick up that new swag.
Can we explain what the Wombo Combo is? I believe some people in the comments on some of our previous shows. Yeah, what is the Wombo Combo?
So, with the Wombo Combo, we actually have a few things that go along with this. Number one, every order that you make will earn you store credit back that you can spend toward other airsoft stuff. This is for people who create an account at airsoftgi.com. It's free. It doesn't cost nothing. Just sign up and you'll get to participate in the Call Your Hits game, where you can win gift cards, guns, patches, stickers, a whole bunch of goodness. Okay. Number two, you get to use coupon codes. Find a coupon code that'll work for you, that'll apply to your order, and you will be gold. Number three is over $149, automatically you get free shipping. So you can actually, get the free shipping and then find a coupon code that will still work for you, comboing it up, which is that Wombo Combo. All right.
So nice. It's been Kevin.
Oh,
and Boaz
and Cisco,
and we'll catch you guys on the next time.
Thanks, Boaz.
Yeah, I've been budging you this whole time.
Sorry, it's been a while. All right, see you guys.